We are finally back in the studio. It's been a while since I got to talk to you guys, but finally we are back. And I got a little bit of a different series for you. Instead of every day I post a video, it's going to be weekly. So you have all the same news that I would still be getting out to you normally, except this time it's every week. It's a lot easier for me, and it's a lot easier for you guys too. Let's jump right into it. We are going to start out with the hot topic, I would say. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Birds, went out to face the other Birds, the Falcons, in Atlanta in their Week 1 matchup, and they took care of business, winning 32-6. That's a good way to start the season. We need to talk about Jalen Hurts. We have to. He's the number one topic of discussion. He made his first opening day start on Sunday. If I had to describe his start in one word, it would be brilliant. He played such smart football and saw the field so well. He responded beautifully to pressure, didn't force anything when it was there, took what the defense gave him, spread the ball around, used his legs when it was the right thing to do, threw the ball accurately, and just showed terrific poise and command of the offense throughout the game. Hurts was 27 for 35, that's 77%, for 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, and 62 rushing yards on 7 carries. And people still think he can't throw the ball. Are you kidding me? That 27 for 35, 264 yards, this man can throw the ball. He is good. Another bullet point I had is the rookie wide receiver, our 10th pick in the draft, Devontae Smith. It didn't take long for him to show why there's been so much hype around him. He had such terrific body control, real talent for getting open, and caught the ball effortlessly. You can see the chemistry he and Hurts have. Smith had the early 18-yard touchdown, making him the first Eagles rookie with a touchdown catch on opening day since tight end Keith Jackson's 8-yarder from Randall Cunningham in Tampa Bay in 1988. He finished, Smith finished 6 for 71, and only Deshaun Jackson, 106 yards versus the Rams in 2008, has had more yards for the Eagles in a career debut. This franchise has been waiting for a kid like this for a long time. Really positive stuff from him on Sunday. Nick Sirianni, the Eagles' new head coach, called an exceptional game in his debut as an NFL play caller and did a very good job getting Hurts into a rhythm with the high percentage short passes we saw so much of in training camp. I personally think Sirianni's best work came on the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half when the Eagles got the ball back on their own 38-yard line with 1:44 left before halftime and just chipped away down the field, getting 12 plays in those 104 seconds and taking a 15-6 lead on Hurts' brilliant rollout touchdown pass to Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders' 2-point conversion run. Sirianni used the short passing game to build the lead, and then unleashed a fresh Sanders on the Falcons in the second half. I also loved how he mixed Kenny Gainwell and really did a terrific job keeping the Falcons off balance. It's always fun seeing deep shots, but the Eagles didn't really need them on Sunday. All in all, this was a very promising debut for Sirianni. Really good stuff from him on Sunday. Now, let's move over to someone else who's a newcomer. You got to give a lot of credit to new defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon for not just making adjustments after the first couple Atlanta drives, which didn't look too well for the Eagles, but also just getting his guys to calm down and stop trying to do too much. Early on, the Eagles were getting gashed I tell you, on the ground, allowing long third down conversions and missing tackles. The Falcons' offense was really out-physicaling the Eagles' defense early. The Falcons piled up 144 yards on those first 2 drives, and only some very good deep red zone work kept them out of the end zone. Maybe it was the lack of preseason game, action or live training camp reps, but the Eagles' defense just didn't look ready. After that, it was like we were watching a completely different team. Once the Falcons had to throw, the Eagles' defensive line took over and dominated. After those first 2 field goals, the Eagles pitched a shutout. The Falcons were 13 for 86 rushing in the first quarter and 11 for 25 the rest of the game. Overall, they netted 178 yards on their first 3 drives and 69 yards on their next 7. That's incredible. Tremendous work by Gannon and his staff. Overall, this game was refreshing. After the torture we went through last season, I know it's only been 1 game, but I have great vibes about this team. Sunday, the Eagles play their first game back at the Link. Finally, full sold out Link. I've been waiting for this forever. I was at the last sold out game at the Link back in January 2020. It was when the Eagles lost that playoff game to the Seahawks. We're not going to talk about that game. That was very depressing. But the Eagles are back there with the sold out crowd as they will face the San Francisco 49ers. That's it from the Eagles. Let's move on to the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, the Phillies were basically the complete opposite of the Eagles, as they had 2 series against the Brewers in Milwaukee and against the Rockies at home. In Milwaukee, the Phils lost 2 of 3 in Game 1. It looked promising as they crushed the Brewers, on Labor Day 12-0. The next 2 days were the complete opposite. They lost the next 2, 10-0, then 4-3. The Phillies do have a bit of an excuse for losing 2 of 3 to the Brewers, though, and that is the Brew Crew are really stinking good. They were 86-55 when the series was over, along with having the best pitching rotation in the league. You heard it. I think the Brewers have the best pitching rotation in the league. I don't know if it's as good as the 2011 Phillies pitching staff, as they had Roy Halladay, Cole Hamels, Cliff Lee, Roy Oswalt. Forget the 5th guy, but that doesn't matter. As, what's his face? Joey Votto said that this pitching staff, let's pull up the Brewers pitching staff, why don't we? Just so you can see who is in it, I'll tell you who is pitching rotation. Here you go. Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta, and Brandon Woodruff is who the Phillies faced. And they hit Corbin Burns, who is the ace of that Brewers team. They hit them really. The Phillies hit Burns really well. That's the 12-0 game. Really impressive by them. Freddie Peralta couldn't score one against him. Brandon Woodruff lost that game. But that's, I'm not surprised they lost 2 of 3. But that last game was pretty depressing. The next series was just flat out unacceptable. The Rockies came into Philadelphia with a road record of 18-50 and MLB's worst batting average, OBP, and slugging percentage away from Coors Field in Colorado. The Phillies lost 3 of 4 to this team. 3 of 4. The Phillies are 6-11 this season against the Rockies, Diamondbacks, and Padres, who are 3 of the worst teams in baseball. This was a pitiful series for the Phillies, who are 72-71 with 19 games left, and they wasted this series. We'll go through the games. On Thursday, lost 4-3. I want to talk about this game. The Phillies were leading. Phillies were leading 2-0 throughout the entire game until the 9th inning, and then Ian Kennedy comes in, and I was already panicking at the start because Ian Kennedy is horrible, and he has stunk for this Phillies team. He goes out there, he allows a runner. Okay, runner on second, I think. Ryan McMahon comes up to the plate with 2 outs, and there's 2 strikes. Ian Kennedy's a strike away from getting the Phillies a big win. And what does he do? Let's think. Let's think. What does he do? He gives up a bomb to Ryan McMahon, a 2-run home run. And the Brewers and the Rockies take the lead. 2-0. 2-1. Or no, we were up. It was a 3-run home run. My mistake. 3-run home run. There were 2 runners on. My mistake. I'm sorry about that. 3-run home run. One strike away. The very next batter hits like a 437 or something like that home run. He gives up back-to-back home runs to make it a 4-2 game. The Phillies do score a run in the 9th, but it doesn't matter. It's just unacceptable. And just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Friday, I don't even know what to say about this one. The Phillies lost 11-2 to the Colorado Rockies. We'll move on. Saturday, I was actually at this game. This is the one Phillies win. They won 6-1. Gene Segura hit a rocket. Odubel Herrera had a double, but he bunted into a double. He scored 2 runs there. Bryce Harper hit a bomb, and Brad Miller also hit a home run in that game, 6-1. Trevor Story in that game got to Zach Wheeler. The one mistake Wheeler had all game. Just bombed it into the second deck in left field. Zach Wheeler still pitched great though. 6 innings, 6.2 innings. 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts in the 7 2 thirds. And then we move on to Sunday, where the Phillies lost 5-4 to the Rockies to lose the series. Another unacceptable loss by the Phillies. This game was really back and forth. The Phillies took an early lead. JT Realmuto, who has been struggling as of late, he had a horrible week. He had 3 hits in this game, so it was a positive note out of that. Yeah, horrible. By the way, that 11-2 game was a bullpen game. Speaking of bullpen game, during the past week, the Phils had even more bad things happen. That's right, nothing can go right with this team at all. As was expected, Zach Wheeler is done for the remainder of the season, and he'll be out for the start of the 2022 season as well. The Phillies announced that the right-handed starter had surgery on Friday to repair his right patellar tendon. Recovery time is 6 to 8 months, according to the team. 6 months will put the recovery into March, and 8 months will put the recovery into May. Either way, Eflin will not be ready to open the 2022 season on time. The team was expected to add starting pitching depth this winter, but Eflin's status makes that unknown. We don't know what they're going to do this winter. And they have to do a lot because this team is not good, but we don't know about that. Eflin has not pitched since July 16th. He was placed on the injured list in the days following that start with right patellar tendinitis. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Eflin rehabbed the injury and was activated from the injured list on August 26th, but suffered a flare-up and went right back on the IL. He also ended up on the COVID-related IL that week somehow. I don't know what happened with that. Eflin has a history of tendinitis in both knees dating back to his teenage years. He had surgery on both knees in 2016. In 18 starts this season, Eflin was 4-7 with a 4.17 ERA. Losing him has seriously hurt the Phillies. The club hasn't even been able to successfully fill his spot in the rotation with a single starter, and is now doing so every 5th game with a bullpen game. A bullpen game. Bullpen games. This really bothers me because I hate bullpen games a lot. What? I mean, it makes no sense. Bullpen games is something you do. In this day and age, it's more, but maybe 4 times a season, at most. And to do it every 5th start in this kind of situation with this kind of race is so dumb. And I was a big Joe Girardi fan when he came in here. I was so excited for him to be here. He has really messed up this year, and it should be interesting what they do this winter, as he does have a year left on his contract. But whatever. By the way, Vince Velasquez was DFA'd after 6 years with the team. That's right, it's been 6 years with Vince Velasquez. And he was DFA'd this week. This week, the Phillies will stay home to face the Chicago Cubs from Tuesday to Thursday. Then they travel to New York to play the Mets for a 3-game weekend series. That's a big series. That'll do it from me. That's everything I had written down. Next week, next Monday. These are all coming out every Monday. Get ready for the next video. PhillySportsSports.com. Go over there. Check out the articles. Constant articles over there. What else do we have? Twitter, Instagram, everything's going to be linked down below, so just go down there. Everything that you need important is down there. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Peace.